Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Bob Lee. And our next guest are longtime community activist Irving Latimer and chairman of the Yes Corporation. I said the Yes Corporation. Yes in the Bronx. Yes, the Bronx. That's it. Alec Dialco. And he's here. They're going to be here today to share their new upcoming segment to Open. And we're going to welcome them with open arms to Civics with Irving and what you can expect to learn about. Well, we welcome you guys to the show, and we're looking forward to seeing that show right here on Open's channel.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Give us a quick synopsis. What's it going to be about?
Our show is intended to encourage and educate people to take a very active part in their community through government and through participation in a citizenship activity. That's our objective, and for that purpose, we'll give them information about our laws, about our people, about our method of working.
Yeah, and you've been in the business for a long time. You've been talking about this for a while. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an attorney. Actually, I have a doctorate in law. My objective is to talk about legislation and to encourage people to understand how our government works. And I think that puts it in a nutshell. I'm interested in that. And because we have an election year coming up, I hope most people are as well.
Yeah, yeah. Alec, you've been on the show many times. Tell us about your programs and your association.
Well, as you know, Bob, Yes, the Bronx is directed at breaking down the outmoded stereotypes that persist about the Bronx. But as part of that effort, we're also taking on subjects that will improve the lives of everybody in the Bronx.
Yeah.
One of these is civics. The civics classes that you and I took as kids are not being taught anymore. And
Not being given.
the shared knowledge of the Constitution that bind us together as a people, regardless of where our ancestors came from, is being lost. And as Justice Breyer said a year ago, nothing less than the future of our democratic republic is at stake. So we approached the American Bar Association, and they gave us a grant to get the ball rolling. Then we approached Max Michael Nobby, the head of BronxNet, to see if we could collaborate on a pilot series, We the People.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And that's how we came together here.
Why did they get rid of civics?
Well, they didn't really get rid of civics. It was overtaken by a program called No Child Left Behind, and that limited most of the of the teaching to reading, writing, arithmetic, and a little geography. They left out art, culture, civics, and the like. And Sandra Day O'Connor, who, as you all know, was a former former justice of the Supreme Court, pointed out that without this, our people were not going to be able to govern themselves. They needed this knowledge. And we're stepping in to try to do some of that.
And this will scramble people if they don't really know anything about civics.
That's
You
correct.
have to know where your rights come from.
That's right.
Otherwise, you don't understand them, and it's all very nuanced. And as Frederick Douglass famously said, you have to learn to agitate, agitate, agitate.
Give us some quick lessons in civics.
Well, there are two things I think people should know. First of all, we're a country in which the people govern themselves. To do that, they have to know what rights they have and also what responsibilities they have. It's not just a matter of getting, it's also a matter of giving.
Yeah.
The second thing that people should know is how in their community things get done through their representatives, through the organizations that exist and so forth. That is probably the most important lesson. You can do it, find out how.
So from district leader all the way up.
Exactly. District leader.
Community board. District
Exactly.
leaders,
Yeah.
So
I'm
what
on
we-
that community board and have been for 20 years and have served as the chair of the law committee of that board as well.
Yeah, so people can get involved by simply writing letters if they have a situation or a problem or something they want to talk about.
They have to write letters. If they don't, nobody listens.
Who do you write it to?
You write it to your local councilman, you write it to your congressman, you write it to your United States senator, you write it to the mayor.
And you can write it to the board.
And you can write it to the president.
And he gets lots of mail.
Yeah. They go all the way up.
So the series is going to cover
Uh,
freedom, where it comes from, freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, a whole plethora of subjects which all emanate from the Constitution. And we're going to go into some of the nuances of it,
Yeah.
such as
you know, there's a great battle going on right now, the right to bear arms.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And
And-
a lot of
and-
people up in arms.
And this, good way of putting it. Well, this New York State has been a leader in this respect, but most people don't understand exactly what the governor had passed.
Yeah.
And there's still activity on that subject.
Yeah.
So
I
what may
think-
happen is you restrict the right to bear arms, and then all of a sudden you turn law-abiding citizens into lawbreakers because they already have these arms.
Yeah.
And then what will happen? The police will try to do something about that, whatever that may be, and you might have an increase in stop and frisk.
That's
So
what I
you
was
go
gonna
from
say.
you go from one problem, trying to solve one problem, and you create another problem, unintended consequences.
So where does civil liberties come in?
Civil liberties. Also, we have to remember that not too many years ago, we had a problem of religion, and that, of course, has come back again. And also the problem of assembly. Not too long back, people, gathered in Sagati Park.
Yeah.
The question came up: is this legal? Is it constitutional? Where do we go from here? Columbia University or wherever. So people are entitled to get together. The question is how and when.
So all of these things are going to be placed on the table.
Correct.
And you'll be examining all of these things, and viewers will learn many of those subjects and items that you're going to be talking
Right.
about.
That's right. So the first episode will be on freedom
Uh-huh.
in 2 weeks, April 1st.
And what time are you coming on? You know yet?
Your show, 10 o'clock.
Okay, there we go. Let's do it. Wait a minute. You're taking over my show?
No, you're taking over our show.
Well, you're free. Freedom. That incidentally started long before the Constitution and with the Declaration, and does not appear as a word in our Constitution, but will explain what it means to various people. Not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Beautiful one. Okay. So people can expect to see this first episode. Give us the date again.
April 1st,
April 1st.
on Open with Bob Lee.
And it won't be April Fools. It'll be the real deal.
That's right. I hope it's not April Fool.
There you go. Okay. Now you guys, where can we? Is there? I know you have a website.
YesTheBronx.org.
We work through him.
Okay. And yesthebronx.org.
And
And all that stuff is placed right there. We can go on and just check it all out and let everybody know what's coming up.
Exactly.
You're going to lay it all out for us.
Absolutely.
Well, we thank you guys very much. You have one last thing you want to say?
I just wanted to tell people that we can get these booklets for them, which through the American Bar Association. They're delighted to distribute them. And the first thing in here, of course, is the Constitution. And after that, the Bill of Rights, which tells you about freedom. So
Has all the amendments and everything in there?
all the amendments are in here, including the ones you don't even remember. As one is the one that was taken away on Prohibition, if you recall. I was in and then
That
out.
was in the 20s, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And even better, every Supreme Court justice carries them in their breast pocket. Same guide.
Same
Well,
one.
the important thing to recognize and remember is that this is not a paper. This is a living document. It's subject to change. It's subject to improvement and subject to the activity and interest of the people.
Pick this up. Fascinating facts
There are a lot of
about the
fascinating-
U.S. Constitution. You may want to pick this up and carry it in your pocket.
He's stealing that. Right?
Is there something in there about that?
Yes, there is. Yes.
Thank you very much. Irving Latimer, Community Board 8, and Alec Dialco. Yes, the Bronx.
Thank you very
Hey,
much,
Bronx
Bob.
Strong. Okay. Our first episode of Civics with Irvin will be, will explore the freedom of speech. And you can go to the website, yesthebronx.com or org, and they'll find out more about that. Yes, with Irvin can be, you can visit the yesthebronx.com and no, .org it is. .org. Yesthebronx.org. And we'll be right back with the Fiorello the Call.